the little like crucible thing up on the wall. So you've gotten some things done, and you have some idea of how you need to keep this thing to be able to keep it hot. So if you want to expend some spells to try and see what might work, or at least like figure out what you probably need to prepare for whenever you want to actually contain one of these things. Is there any spell specifically you think is going to work? You'd also brought up that you had that necklace of orange beads.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah, you had a necklace of fireballs that I think Christopher brought up looking through your inventory.
I do?
So just
lots of
TJ,
ways.
so you know we have a lamp that we're trying to reinforce so that it can stay hot. So if you have anything that can like help in that regard, just know that that's like the goal.
Keep lamp hot.
Yeah, keep the inside. I can't remember everything we talked about last time, but
Yeah, so the
had some
general idea was, or you found like this lamp wasn't to keep the heat contained, it was to keep the thing hot, because the like ambient fire and just general heat of this area is enough to sustain the magic in the fire opals, but the moment you kind of like take it out of this area, it starts diminishing, and at a certain time it just goes out. So this lamp thing is to contain and keep the heat going until you can get back. And the reason that matters more now is, instead of going down into the to find the thunder sphere down through this central hole of the city, you're instead probably going to steal one of these or all of these fire opals and then go down, so you need a bit more time than you might have thought before. Because before you could have gotten it afterwards and then immediately teleported. Like, now you need to get it, do another task, and then get back. So you had also talked about using illusions to trick these people.
I do remember that.
Yep. So that's kind of where you're at. So you had found a like crucible to help, that would definitely be able to help maintain the heat of things, but there's kind of a is there something you can do to, like, magically you could just sit there and shoot firebolts into it forever, but that's going to be your entire job for while you're going down into a demon hole. But yeah, really it's just any creative ideas you can think to maintain heat in the thing. So so I would probably even say, if you want to try and convince Reginald, you could have Carrick just stay behind working on it, unless Carrick wants to go to the fancy dinner.
Oh, he would prefer to not.
And that might be in everybody's best interest to not have him go to that dinner. But
yeah, so we'll say
everybody gets to play. So if you want.
So
Carrick is more than welcome to come and talk shit. I don't really care. I think, like, that's completely fine if that's what Ryan wants to do.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
All right.
No, like there's a bunch of ways you could go about splitting this up. Like, it's kind of what we had said last time. It's just going to take a bit of time to figure out how to reinforce this thing. Like, you definitely have the tools necessary, but it's a matter of time.
Yeah. So I can spend the time to, tinker with this thing while I go to the dinner. That's fine.
Yep. Yeah, so if that's the case, if there's nothing else to prepare, you guys just kind of rest, clean up. Guys, there is like an attached like bathroom that has basins of water and that you can clean up. You have just been traveling through 4 different dimensions over the course of 3 days. You probably smell like absolute dog shit. Clean yourselves up. And then you hear a small rap at the door. And you hear the voice of Reginald call out, like, "It's time for dinner. Please come." The Queen would very much like to meet these so-called heroes of today's battle. Please come. So,
Come.
Derek, are you gonna stay around because you're not feeling too well, right?
Yes. Yes. So yes, very ill.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever opens the door can explain to Reginald that you will not be coming as you are still getting over some sort of illness from the fight or something.
He ate a bad mango.
A mango? What is a mango? I've never not heard of this. Yeah, go ahead and make someone can make a persuasion check or a deception check. This would probably be a persuasion check to see if Reginald will allow you to not come.
Okay.
You're just sitting back like, oh no, my tummy. and Felix, you're just kind of just not getting helped out. He's like, no, I was under explicit instructions to bring all of you. There will be questions to be had that I would probably be. I do not want to get in trouble. I was told to bring the entire group of. Do you have a name that I shall present you to the Queen with?
I hand him the card.
It's like, yes, and we definitely need all of you because this says 4 daddies. If there are only 3 of you, that makes no sense.
For all
So
of them.
please follow me. And he just turns on his heel and starts walking through. You aren't kind of led to where, like back through that main entrance hall. You are taken, like continuing down these other, it seems, living quarters. There's, a door every so far. Like we said, this place is giant sized, so it's built for people that are 12 to 16 feet tall. So everything is quite big. Especially as you look at Reginald, who's this squat little dude. Like needs like a hand grabber to open some of the doors probably. He takes you around and he just kind of gives you like a brief little introduction. Like, these are the Western living quarters, mostly for traders and other of the merchant guild people that have business with the royal family. We'll be walking down here. This is just a faster way over to the grand hall where we will be having dinner. Never mind the staircase down. It just leads down to the kitchens, and you will have no need to go there. That is more of my purview than people as important as you seem to be. And he leads you around and just kind of like points and gives you like little tidbits of information, like what a major domo would. Just like points to some artwork. You see this like picture of a beautiful younger fire giant wearing a crown. So that is our queen. Please be very respectful. Granted, this picture was or painting was from long ago. She still is fair as ever, but age has caught up to her. And then you see another painting that has her in that center, and then there's four younger giants around her. One is unmistakably Lord Commander Bertrand, so can posit that that's her child, one of her children. And then there are others standing there with her, and she explains, like, yes, this is the royal family. Sadly, it is down to just Lord Bertrand and our queen. There has been, as you have seen, it is not a totally safe place here. In fact, there's been quite some talk amongst the people of the city to just permanently close the Hellmouth, that the dangers it poses is not worth the lives lost, as you saw today. Please keep that down low. I might be speaking out of turn. Yes, especially around the Lord Commander. He definitely would not like to hear that someone in his service is questioning his authority. So, sorry. He then says, okay, we are now at the Grand Hall. Let me go in and I will introduce you. Dinner shall be served. I am sure that drinks are already poured at the table. And he opens up the door and comes in and is like, I present to you our illustrious queen and Lord Commander Bertrand, the Four Daddies. And you guys are ushered in, and at this giant dining hall is a large table. It's an interesting table in that it slopes down so that the giants look even larger as they are up above you when you sit. There's the queen or the Lord Commander, a couple other just looking like advisors that are sitting there. One being, kind of like almost like a half giant, like something in between them, and then this like just complete like dwarf looking, but beard is of fire and like back like flaming hair rolling down the back of their neck. And then weirdly, the weirdest one, it was just a big old snake man. That's red and has dark, like almost like lava rock protrusions across his body, sitting there, and they are all just having a drink. And then lastly, you see the queen, and the queen is definitely old. The flaming red hair is now, that you had seen in that old picture, is now just a stark white. Her face is definitely, just that classic old lady face, but just in giant form. She looks like as big as the other giants that you've seen. She looks much more frail and still has this armor, this kind of like golden breastplate on, but does not look to be, and a large sword like at her side, but just from looking at her, you do not think she would be capable of actually fighting. She's just sadly too old. And she does, just in a softer but still loud voice, it says, "Welcome. Please sit. We have much to discuss. It sounds that you were heroes of the day, and those are few and far between. So, come, sit. I've been given a bit of information about what you may be asking from us, but you have proved yourselves worthy of of our company, and perhaps if it is mutually beneficial, we can help each other. And then she gets kind of like after giving that spiel, just like almost looks winded. And yeah, you guys are sitting at the table. Like I said, it's kind of sloped, so these very tall giants look even taller, and you look like if you took a picture of it's giving us some perspective of things are bigger and smaller than they actually are. So,
I guess we're gonna sit there and chat.
yeah, yeah. What do you want to bring up to this kind of small council as drinks are poured? It's like a very thick, syrupy, almost ale is poured in front of you, and next to it a smaller but still, like we said, this is giant size, so probably a 6-ounce shot glass of whiskey or of some liquor is also poured in front of you. So they say, please join us in at least a celebratory drink. This is one of the advisors to the side, the flaming bearded dwarf man, who says, I am advisor Dengo. I see to the management of the just general funds and workings of the city and the trade that we do with our pal here, an emissary from the fire plane, traveling from the city of Brass on occasion. So you are here at an auspicious time where we have trade going on. So just please enjoy a drink, and then we can talk down to business. Of course, and he continues to point. He's like, of course, our illustrious queen needs no introduction, and I believe you have met Lord Commander Bertrand, next in line to the throne and current leader of the both military forces and just many other general government needed positions in the city, as his brother and 2 sisters have sadly passed in recent years. And Lord Bertrand, when he mentions that, looks down to him. He's like, we do not speak of that. It disturbs Mother.
Wouldn't want that.
What?
So we wouldn't want that.
No. Yeah, and she's just quietly sitting there, kind of smiling, which does not jive with most of the other people that you've seen here. Are very stoic, straight-faced, or seem like just all have some sort of resting bitch face. So, yeah. I guess we'll wait for the other 2 to get back before you guys speak with these people. We're gonna go grab a snack. This person wants to sell me solar so bad. Get a text from them every day. Want me to run a savings estimate for you?
Should send him a savings estimate back on how much he'll save not bothering.
Yeah. Okay. So, how are you guys feeling after this kind of initial introduction?
And these are all sorry because I missed last time. These are all fire giants. They're all large.
Two of them in this there's the king, or the queen, and then who's older, more frail, but then there's Lord Commander Bertrand, who looks just as fire giant can be, absolutely huge, about 16 feet tall.
Okay, so this is a big enough room to accommodate that. Okay, just trying to visualize.
Everything in
perspective.
this castle is big enough to accommodate these types of things. But the other people next to them are like your guys' size. And kind of as you move through the city, you see that the fire giants are definitely a minority here. So maybe of the 10,000 people that might live in this city, it's probably maybe only a fifth fire giant. Most of them in some level of military force. But you can also ask all these questions of the people. They're just here to chat. But how is everyone feeling after the brief introduction? If anyone wants to have like an insight type check on any of the people here, or anything like that, you can go ahead and roll one and tell me who you're looking at, or we can just get down to brass tacks.
I think Tarek is just sitting there with his hands on the table with his eyes forward. Like he's heard that he could be a problem here, and so he's just not engaging with anybody.
So he's not even trying to read the other people? He is just
eyes forward, hands on the table.
Blank-faced.
Yep.
Staring at a point at the ceiling. On the table.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. What's everyone else kind of doing? You have these giant shot glasses and beers in front of you.
So did I miss why there's a hole to hell?
It's never been explained. You can ask.
Why is there a hole to hell?
The queen, you see sighs and looks like a little sad on her face. And she says, well, perhaps you've seen, and she gets about half a sentence in and is immediately interrupted by her son and says, yes, you are smart enough to understand that by getting down here, you have gone through multiple levels of different universes. This one just happened to be underneath us. And when we delved, we found that it fell. And when the first people that went down there found great riches of ancient ruins. So we keep it open. We created the elevator to go up and down. It is of great importance that we keep it open. And the queen just looks at her son, just kind of like, yes, exactly. And because of you, the devices to raise and lower the pit have been damaged in a way that will take some time to fix, perhaps days. We have our best artificers working on it, but at least a day before we can possibly let you down into the pit. That is, if you are worthy, which is still being discussed by myself and the other council members.
So what sort of stuff you found down there?
That is of no importance. Just know that it has been important to our our city and my family. He says that the kind of like merchant, fiery bearded dwarf guy's like, don't be so coy, Lord Merchant. Tell them we have found many old relics of different eras of people that we don't understand. However, it seemed as we dug, very common to us dwarves and giants alike, we dug too deep and seem to have opened up, found another rift, which has let loose those creatures that you saw today. So, upon finding that, we have not delved much further in that direction. It seems to be owned and perhaps operated by creatures that have moved through a rift from the abyss. So instead, we focus on the other direction. It is a bit safer, and we still to this day find veins of ore down there to help gild our city, as you see, and to provide better trade for the with the people of the city of Brass and others that we have come to find through the odd problems surrounding this area of the world. So, and
Who broke the elevator?
as he says all that, Lord Bertrand gives him a stare that would cut stone.
Are all the other people, like the non-fire giants, are they all in chains as well?
The mercantile guy is. The salamander is not. The salamander, you gathered, is a dignitary from a different place. However, the merchant guild master is, but his are made of pretty much like pure gold. You might not really know what that means. They're incredibly long, and they're almost like being worn as a piece of ornamentation than like actual chains.
So
Actually,
just
make a
to recap.
perception check on him.
Okay, sure. Perception. Where's my perception?
So, looking him over, what you actually see is that, like how they're draped. There's like one, there's a link on both of the like bracer parts that has these small. They aren't interlocked. They are instead held together by a small lock. Like not a lock, but like a clasping link. So like like a carabiner essentially. So you get the idea from seeing that this guy wears them because he wants to, not because he has to.
He's making a fashion statement.
Yes, and you don't know the culture enough. Like maybe people are proud of the fact that they broke their chains and will keep them around as a symbol of their perseverance, as opposed to a symbol of their servitude.
Okay. Well,
yes. So,
I don't think we have.
we've answered. Okay.
We don't have any like proclivities to take. Like we're not after artifacts or anything like that. Just looking for some fun monsters to kill, hang out,
Kill and hang out with.
Not
Make a
always in that
deception
order.
check on that one.
What?
Does anyone want to help him in this lie?
What am I doing?
So yeah, they ask you like kind of what you are wishing to do and why you are interested in going down into the Hellmouth, and you say that. So you need to try to deceive these fire giants, or these people here that you just are in it for the lulz.
We're in. Yeah. Okay. We're just in it to, test our might. You can see I got some beefy boys over here. They want a challenge.
Do I still have my mullet that I scalped from the mosquito, or did I give that to somebody? I already used that as my something.
I'll say you have it. I think you might have given it to someone last time, but we'll just say you still have the
Point it
scout.
out. Like somebody's like still trying to throw it out. Like this is gross. But I'm like, look, see?
Yeah, you pulled that out. I'll say that I'll let you have advantage by the mullet being shown about how, yes, all we want is to
Hang out.
go and fight.
Okay. I'm making deception.
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus. You have a plus 10 to deception,
Yeah, bro. It's like one of my good skills.
and you rolled well. But so okay, so with a natural 20, with a 30 deception, they go, Upworlders are weird. Well, if it is just that, I suppose we can let you down into the ruins. In fact, perhaps we send some of our scouts with you, and they can, if you can manage to pierce into some of the unexplored areas that we have abandoned. This is Lord Bertrand saying this. Then this can be mutual beneficial, and perhaps trade can be done amongst us. You are the muscle, and we will be the financiers. And the merchant person goes, yes, I can see that working very well for us. In fact, with that, this is the case, I will call in some favors, and we will get double work done on the on repairing the lift to the Hell Pit, and we should be able to let me come back tomorrow, and we should be able to know of when it will be finished. But we will look to having repairs done within the next day and a half. And you see that guy gets very, he says, excuse me, my queen, I must leave and see that this begins to get done. And he bows, he looks to the salamander, bows to him. Salamander just makes a sound and then continues drinking. Doesn't seem totally enthused in this conversation, just it's like, have to be here because it's something. And he walks out, so it is now just you, pretty much you and the queen. The queen just kind of like slowly looks and goes, so nice to see you, and then kind of waves. He said, yeah, so that's where you're at there. You then see Lord Bertrand like kind of whisper in his mom's ear, and this is like after some food has been served and you guys just make small levels of chit chat, unless there's anything specific you guys want to talk about with these people. Yeah, I kind of
I am interested if they'll divulge like the best way to get from here to the Hellmouth. Mostly for informational purposes.
Yeah.
We like to scout ahead sometimes.
how about this? Lord Bertrand says, I will give you a tour of the city tomorrow morning. I will show you the way to the Hell Pit from here. The best way we can go. We can check the progress as we get there, and then we shall return. My mother here seems to have taken some level of liking to you. I must acquiesce to her requests. So, yeah, he's not going to tell you right now, but he will take you on a kind of tour of the city, or have someone take you on a tour of the city. So.
That's something.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of know that, like, hopefully within a day and a half, 2 days, that Hellmouth will be operational to get down, and your welcome guests. In the meantime, he does say you see him kind of as dinner's kind of wrapping up. You had this big spread of just like this some sort of beefy animal. Not totally sure. It's essentially just a large hunk of meat and then some like weird root vegetables. Very simple. Nothing fancy about this. Honestly, the alcohol was much fancier than the food. And they conclude dinner. As dinner concludes, Lord Bertrand leans down to speak to his mother and whispers, and she kind of perks up. She's like, "Oh yes, thank you for coming, and we will have escorts with you while you stay here in the castle. Please do not dawdle off. Our hospitality does have limits. It seems that we have a good working relationship, and we do not want there to be any. And she kind of looks to her son, and he kind of whispers to her and says, "Interruption in that. I must get some rest. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Reginald will see you out." And she kind of steps up, gives a little nod, and then kind of walks out. At this point, you see like that sword that looked too big for her to handle. She's kind of using it as almost like a cane. It's blunted on the end and just is walking away with it. Yeah, with that, Lord Bertrand just gets up, ignores you completely, and walks away. And then little Reginald comes and says, "Well, it seems that went well. So let me escort you back to your room. It is of a late hour, and you can get some rest. Follow me." So this time, he has you exit. So if we look at the map, I'm just going to draw a quick little... oh, there we go. Kind of like your room was over here, and then you followed up this hall to the large dining hall.
Are you guys seeing things? I'm not seeing things.
Give me 1 second.
It's probably, yeah, maybe it's just...
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I need to change the lighting. Edit. Dynamic lighting. Oh, I just need to pull a person on it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm seeing stuff now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see just a general like room.
Big room
Yeah,
and
red
a
line.
little room.
Yeah. Drawings.
Yeah. Yeah, so this would be your quarters. You were told just kind of there was some stairs that led down here to the kitchens. You also remember there's kind of the grand entrance hall here that went up some stairs. And then a hallway that led down to kind of where you are. It's not this big. This is just like just general. There were plenty of rooms just that we didn't really look into. Who knows what's in there, but we'll just say there's like room here, room here, room here, room here, room here. So Bertrand, or not Bertrand, Reginald leads you, instead of the way you came, he leads you out the other way, which seems to, there was a door this way, and this is where the Queen and Lord Bertrand went out. So I guess I should just do that. They went out that way. Oh no. Here we go. And then you are shown the other way. And this door is actually much smaller. Like almost, still a little big, but pretty much almost your size. And as you come here, Reginald says, like, I have been told to give you a tour, a small tour of this area. So as I lead you back to your room, I will tell you that down here leads down to the servant quarters, much where I live and where all of the workers that keep this place in such fine, upstanding condition is come down here. There's just a long hallway with more art pieces, and that he says, pay attention here. It may be of some use to you if you care about history and that. And the pictures kind of show different, like the rise of this family and how just kind of the history of it. Who has the highest passive perception in this group?
I think I do.
I think it's Christopher.
Yep. 15.
Yep. Make a perception roll with that 15. 20. You're looking, and it's interesting because these, are depictions of war and fighting off, and then this queen coming to power, and kind of taking over from her father, perhaps, and then it shows like alliance made with the big salamander-looking dude, and all these things. But as you get kind of to the culmination right around here, you notice something a little off in that the queen, as it got to this, has always had this sword in every painting. The sword isn't there. And with a 20, I would even say it almost looks like there's a inset of where the sword should be. Granted, the sword should probably be, it would be, to any one of you, it would be a great sword. It'd be a 6-foot sword. That's, to a giant, more of like a long sword, but to you is, the size of the sword on Cell's back. So you notice that as you're going through. It leads back around this way to the Grand Hall, this is where all of the fire gems are. So there's kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should look much more even than that, but they're kind of like that. They are on these pedestals surrounded by these like very intricately carved golden discs. And that returns us to the grand hall. The entry hall, as we said before. Don't get close to these gems. You will be incinerated in some way, shape, or form. They are the. How do I know?
Yeah.
There have been fools, both from this city and from those we are dimensionally connected with, that have thought it smart to perhaps seize power by owning these gems. And they are no longer with us. He says, a demonstration. He takes out just like a small like copper coin and flips it over onto that golden circle, and it immediately melts. You don't see any like fire jets or anything like that, no bolts coming out of the walls. It just melts. You see? Honestly, the gems are almost sometimes their own level of protection, because the amount of heat that they give off could generally kill someone. Anyways, it is getting late, and I have more work to be doing before the end of the night. And he leads you back into your room. Whoop. So you guys are right here. Look at this map. Doesn't this look like such a cool castle?
Awesome. So I guess I need to, since I had to go to dinner, I need to start working on the lantern situation.
Yeah, do you have any ideas of how you're going to try to reinforce it?
Nope, I have no idea. I was gonna just tinker, I guess.
Okay. Does anyone else have any like specific ideas that would be able to like help him?
I mean, I can use some of my fire spells to like test ideas. Like I can like cast fire spells inside and like try to contain it or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say this, like, given like all the previous conversations, you do know that you have you know you have at least a day and a half to tinker with this, because your exit is broken. Like, you have some time to prepare. This doesn't have to be a haphazard heist. You have time, you have some level of mobility. Granted, it has to be accompanied by someone. So there are things you can try and figure out. So we'll just say, with your initial tinkering and just like trying to see how fire magic would be contained, go ahead and make an Arcana check. $27. Yeah, so as you are shooting these like fire bolts into it, or I don't know what other fire magic you have prepared.
Immolation.
I've never heard of this spell. Damn, dude, that sucks. You just get caught on fire for a minute.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it, but I'm assuming it's using it on a fire giant isn't the best use of it. So
Yeah, you might not be in the best place for it. However, yes, if you cast that in, and you're a little leery to begin with, but since you got that very good Arcana check, you realize that not only will this lamp like keep that energy, but it almost sucks it in. So you get the idea that like doing this, like this immolation will definitely like that it's gonna last a minute. It's probably gonna give you at least an extra hour. And then just also with such a good roll, you and knowing that it would suck things in is like if you had other things like you could shoot a fireball at this thing and it would probably suck it in and not, detonate and destroy things. It is going to take whatever level of energy and store it and use it as opposed to just disintegrating primarily fire-based things. So, like
Wasn't there
you don't feel there would be problems if anything fire related happened inside or outside of this thing, it is either going to absorb it or be just fine. So, that's what you get on this first day. I would say immolation, we'll say just you can write it straight down. We'll give you an extra hour if it's cast inside this thing. But you, you don't think you could. It wouldn't stack though. You couldn't just cast this like 4 times and get 4 hours. So.
that's a level 5 spell, so I don't have that many spell slots for it anyway.
What do you have level 7 spells left or now?
Sorry, what?
Do you have level 7 spells?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. I thought that I think that's next level. But so you could do it 3 times?
Twice.
A level 5 and a level 6.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So yeah, I could do it 3 times because I have 2 level 5s and a level 6.
Yeah, but that is also you're going into the Hellmouth. You might not want to use all of your spells on.
Yeah, probably not.
On keeping something hot. Okay, Jake, you wanted to say something?
Last time we were talking about the fireplace having like a smelting situation.
Yep, so the crucible that you found in there and kind of like worked into this last time also adds another hour.
Okay.
So you are up to 10 hours using that spell and just having the crucible in there. Which 10 hours is a substantial amount of time. So probably more things you could do, but I would say you should probably be feeling pretty good.
So far, we have this lantern. We have 10 hours ish.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of have a little bit of a plan to potentially. We have an idea of how to get around the castle. Did Reginald told us about the one set of staircases in the back that goes to, you said, the servants' quarters?
So the ones in the top left go to the kitchen. The one in the top right go to the servant quarters. And
Well, he
then
did say something about like the kitchen being like kind of strange or not really.
just there, it was more just like you have why would you go down to the kitchen?
Okay, got it. Okay.
And the serving quarters, he's like, yeah, that's where us, and that's where. Think, has anyone watched Bridgerton? You know all the people partying in the basement. No one's watched Bridgerton.
No, sorry.
I have.
Never mind.
I'm not
No.
remembering.
No, just all the servants that just are doing all their own gossip.
Yeah.
Partying is not the right word, but so yeah, that's where that would be. Give me 1 second. I have to call my dad. Shouldn't be long. So if you want to think about it.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else like we might need to do. Figure out how to like get these orbs. Apparently, like they're really hot.
Yeah,
Oh,
we are in need of
based on the
heat, and there's a
description-
thing that's heating. Super hot.
So
Sorry,
it seems
what'd
like
you say,
I could just, because it just like absorbs it, like sucks in fire energy. We could probably just use this to capture
Okay.
it, right?
Ryan? Sick.
What I
Yeah.
was thinking,
Okay. That sounds
based on the
sounds
description.
right to me.
Yeah.
I also want to activate my maul too. So I don't know. Before it is fully contained, like I don't know if I just have to pass my maul in the presence or whatnot.
Okay. So I don't know if there's going to be a need to disguise as Reginald or not. But our plan thus far is to take the orbs, cast a illusionary spell to replace them, and then book it for the Hellmouth using whatever path this guy shows us in the morning.
Yeah,
Taking whatever like
we were gonna, and I was
diversions
gonna use like programmed illusion or something, right? So try
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make
yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
To make it appear as though they're still there.
Yeah. Do we need? We're gonna take more than one. Is there a reason to take more than one? Do we feel taking more than one maybe is harder than one in any way?
It might be harder, but it might be worth it. I'm looking at it from like the perspective of like, well, maybe we can. I don't even remember what exactly we're doing this for, other than like they asked us to.
We're keeping this thing superheated that the lantern. Is this the power source that the other mage
Yes,
needs?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this
Um,
is related to the quest to stop me from phasing
Yeah,
randomly.
with that other mage? That's the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
name for him at that
Right.
tower. Okay. But we can't.
But there's no like extra bargaining for more than one, I guess is the real question. I don't know that we.
I mean, I'm down to try. I just wasn't sure if it was like, does that, if we take two, is that have our time, or like, is it that dramatic? I don't know.
Maybe the second one just keeps like they keep each other warm.
Maybe, yeah, they keep each other company. And yeah, since adding fire to this seems to help the situation, maybe that's better.
Okay. I have to take my dad to the airport at 2:15. Because all my family does is go to LA. So, what's your next plans?
So I've got one of Carrick's summon demons things that I'm pretty sure I'm convinced is like summoning the entire horde that we fought under my command, and I'm convinced I'll be convinced it's like, don't worry guys, I got this. I can like summon the entire hell, and I think it's like minor demons that just attack all of us. But I'm gonna be pretty sure that I can just like summon it and control the entire army of hell with this thing. With this
Okay.
level.
Are you going to do that?
I'm gonna save it for when it feels right. So.
Okay. Perfect.
And I got my flash grenade croissant or whatever. Biscuit. Cheddar biscuit.
Oh yeah. If someone eats it, they explode into blinding light.
Mhm.
Okay. Have you actually read what your summon demon spell does?
Yep, it's just a bunch of minor demons that attack all of us. But
It is trash demons.
yep, I'm convinced. I'm gonna be convinced that it's gonna be our like cavalry.
Okay. Okay.
Or
So
initial like the first wave.
yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. With that, is there anything else you want to do this evening to prepare, or just wait for the morning and your tour of the city?
Probably wait till morning unless there's more I can learn, I guess.
Yeah, I think your thing takes the entire night.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
kind of set with what you chose for the rest of the evening.
Got it.
Anyone else, or just get a full night's rest? Okay. We'll say you guys all go to bed down. Are you guys all just going to go to sleep, take watches, anything like that?
Can I even do a watch while I'm doing my thing, or?
No, what I was meaning is you can do all of your stuff, but you still are going to get a full rest. No, but you wouldn't be able to be doing your thing and take a watch.
Oh, okay. So I am
So
not.
you go to bed later than everyone, but you aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You're deep in the books.
Okay. Thought that might be true.
Okay. Yeah, if no one's taking a watch, you guys all fall asleep. Not shortly thereafter, knowing how much time you need to rest. Carrick, you start feeling tired as you're working on this. You've figured out, like, okay, this will definitely work, and I have, some other information that we could do some other shenanigans with. I'll say, as you're going to bed, though, make a perception check with disadvantage. It's probably sitting around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Jeez, Maurice. As you go and find, I don't know, like, when you trance, like, how do you trance? Do you just, like, sit on the ground and just...
Yeah,
Like,
I'm straight up like cross-legged, like meditating.
Like if anything else, you would be floating. You just... You're getting down into that comfortable position. Like, it's been a long couple days, so, like, your knees are a little stiff, so you, like, getting them there, and you hear a slight, like a shifting of stones. And it's dark in the room at this point because you were probably everyone else wanted to go to sleep, so you turned the lights off because you can work in the dark. And looking over, you see these like 3 stones on the right around here begin to shift. And so they shift and they kind of like you see it like then push out and then kind of swing open in this tiny little corner, making this tiny little passageway open up. Do you do anything?
I guess I like. Do I see? Like, is anyone coming through, or it's just opening?
For that, you just see it opening.
I guess I go and I peek through, see if I can see anything.
As you peek through, you see a small little dude holding like a little candle. Immediately gets frightened, drops the candle, but still enough light for you to recognize Reginald coming into your room. Or trying to come into your room.
So is he like turning to run?
No, he was like about to come in, waiting for the door to fully open, and you just caught him in the middle of it.
What are you doing?
I have some business to discuss with you.
Secretly?
His pompous, his like kind of like pompous, like presentary voice drops, and it's just like a total like just normal guy talking, tired man talking.
Okay.
If it's not too much, can I come in?
Sure. I'm in. Speak your business. I am
And
tired.
he just like pats himself down, like lifts up his shirt. He's like, I have nothing. If you guys wanted to kill me, there's no hope for me.
Yeah.
So he comes in. The rest of you, how deep of sleepers are you? Because you're.
I mean, I feel like Thel's military experience would have him sleep fairly
On alert.
lightly.
Yeah. So you wake up, and see Carrick bringing in a little guy, and all the light in this. Maybe you don't totally know what's going on because you can't see in the dark. Or you have your glasses that who knows if you have them on right now. But there's just all that's in here is a candlelight. So with that, yeah. Do you go wake everyone up, Carrick?
Not intentionally. I'm more like zoned in on this guy. Like, what do you want? I'm tired.
He looks. He's like, well, maybe the rest of the crew wants to hear what I have to say.
Fine, go wake him up.
He goes and he just like looks like which one is the least threatening, and he just like takes another little piece of copper out and just like throws it at Felix's head. Sal, you're awake and you're seeing this. Maybe you get up and immediately do anything, or
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do. Does it? Do I have it? I'm trying to see if I have it prepared.
You cast Immolation.
I can't remember if it was a spell.
I can say even
or
if you
it
don't
was
have
on
it
my
prepared, you
weapon.
can. A what?
It makes my weapon light up, and I can't remember if it was a spell or not. Or if
Oh
it's
no,
on
you
my...
just have to say a word.
It's just part of
You say a
Frostburn.
command word. Yeah, it's just part of Frostburn. I don't think we ever said what the word is, but yeah, you just have to say a word and then it lights up.
Yeah, obviously jostled awake by rumblings in the dark. Something flies across the room and hits whoever it was, Christopher
Felix.
or Felix.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just grab my sword and ignite it. So now there is a
Okay,
bright light lightening the room.
Yep. And so yeah, now the room is fully lit up, and little this large person holding this even larger sword that has spikes of ice and is now glowing with radiant fire. Stand up. You look like a fucking angel of death coming to destroy this small little dude. He screams and jumps under a table. Felix, you've been hit in the head with a coin.
I think I just sit up quickly.
Yep. Christopher, make a perception check. With a natural one, you're still asleep. All of this happens and you are still sleeping. You drank 4 of those 6-ounce shots. That was just for comedy's sake. But everything kind of calms down. Reginald shows himself to everyone. He's like, I just am here to talk. As you've received one proposal tonight from, let's be honest, Lord Bertrand, and I have perhaps one that might you might like more.
All right, well, hit it. Carrick looks tired. Hit us with your
Yeah.
proposal.
Okay, I guess right to it. I was told by a man named Berg that a mutual friend, I think, that you ingratiated yourself by unlocking some chains. Now, while these chains have not been a problem in past, you saw the merchant lead wearing his with pride. We've noticed of recent time that the system's not fair like it used to be. You see mine, I'm waiting on that last link and have been for a long time. And so I met some of those people like Berg and his associates. And I've learned a lot recently. One, I don't know if you noticed anything interesting while speaking with our gracious queen.
Old as hell.
Yeah. And did you notice who seemed to be calling the shots in that room? Her son. Things since the queen's sudden loss of ability have not gone good for us regular people.
Did Christopher tell the rest of us about the? Hey, that's weird. That sword started missing from those pictures because he was the one that noticed that, right?
Yeah, he noticed it. Did you tell people about it?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you would know that. And Reginald continues and says, "Yes, and ever since her very sudden lapses of memory and judgment, it seems Lord Bertrand might have a different agenda than our queen. Many of us on our last links or post 2 or dissident types get volunteered to go down into the hell pit. You can imagine there's a high mortality rate going down there. You saw just how one incursion can go. But with what you want to do and what he kind of says we and then like stops, like, I want to do, perhaps we align. Obviously, I'm putting myself at great risk here. All you need to do is tell any guard around that I am conspiring against the will of whoever's in charge, and I am dead as a doornail. Regardless of the many years that I put in here taking care of our queen, helping raise Lord Bertrand. And he kind of like spits on the ground. Obviously did a shit job. So, are you interested? Or should I just walk back out that door and probably walk away forever?
I'm still not clear what you want. Speak freely, little one.
Well, make a persuasion check with that. See how much he'll divulge. Anyone gonna help him? Anyone gonna help him?
Yeah, I think I'd like to like. Can I get up behind? I want to like block a door. I don't want him to leave. I want to like get behind him. Whatever. Just kind of like. I think you should like tell us what you're thinking and kind of like go with what Carrick's saying. Is like, tell us what the heck we're doing, bro.
Okay. I'll say if you're blocking the door, I'll say that will give help. I don't know if it matters, but you could switch this to an intimidation roll with his exits being blocked. But you'll have advantage regardless.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're bad at all of them.
I
Hey.
definitely see the way that Felix has maneuvered, and you know, big glowy sword, big scary man. That didn't do anything, so that was great. Love that for me.
Yeah, you guys are. This is plenty. He is in a room full of people that could squoosh him into dust. Quite literally, the spell above would turn him into ash. So he says, okay. Obviously, I chose perhaps the right people. If you're this scary to me, who's been running underground smuggling options, then you're going to be able to get things done. Our goal is to close the Hellmouth permanently. We have possible ways. Unfortunately, we do not have the in that you have as of right now. Listening to that whole spiel from dinner, it seems you will be heading down there regardless. All I ask is that maybe as you're going down, you stall for a minute. Or if you can open it yourselves without the help of the magical golems, then we could do a clandestine job at night without any of the guards being the wiser. You see,
Oh.
he takes out and takes out a small pot and says, "Do either any of you know what this is?" He opens it up and it has this very pungent. How would you describe the smell of rubber glue?
Rubber glue.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it smells like rubber glue. Any idea what this is?
Let's cut the cuteness. Just tell us what it is, my man.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I had put this whole up in my head. I read too many mystery novels. This is shit. What's it called? I know what the opposite of it's called. I'm just blanking. This is called sovereign glue. Once let to cure for a minute, whatever is attached to it cannot be unattached. We have 3 jars of this. A lot of people did a lot of excavating in the various dimensions around here to get us this much. We see this as a way to completely block the Hellmouth. So if we can lower it to an extent that you can all get under it, as you want to do, we can seal it with that gap. And if it can't close, the city will have nothing to do but seal it with stone and iron, and that because we simply cannot afford to have an incursion like the one you saw yesterday every day. Does our plan make sense?
You want to glue the door shut, or you want to glue the door open?
Glue the door open so they are required to shut it.
Why don't you glue the door shut?
Well, we don't have enough.
You have enough to keep the door open, but not enough to seal it completely.
So he describes it as that they could glue the chains to where they're locked and will not work anymore. In different ways. But they don't have enough to put a full perimeter on the thing. So the goal is to have it be stuck, and then whoever's in charge has to actually seal the hole, not just, if that makes sense.
This might be a win-win for us, because the less people and monsters that we have to fight on the way down, because they're coming up here, that might be beneficial for us.
That's true. We should just go tell the monsters that the door's glued open. Let them go.
It's glued open, yeah, exactly. Doors open.
I asked that you wouldn't do that.
Isn't that what you want, Bertrand? Reginald, sorry.
He spits on the ground when you say Bertrand.
We have
no. if a few get out and some innocents have to die, our goal is to have the city close this gate.
And once the
To
gates
understand.
close, yeah, I get that. But once the gates close, how does that change your life at all?
It means that it cannot be a threat over our head.
You'll still
I
be
mean,
in
you're pretty
chains, man.
Still, I don't think they need that pit in order to torture and kill you.
They don't torture and kill us. They just don't allow us to move up in our station as they used to. They used it as a way of getting dissident or close to freedom people out. And by they, I truly mean Lord Bertrand.
Okay, so I don't think this is too hard for us. I don't think it is, a big deal. But I gotta ask, what is it that you're offering us? What do we get out of this?
Pride in helping people find freedom.
Mm.
The
It's not really.
ability
That's not really. You're not really catering to Carrick's.
the ability to take down a tyrant.
Still not. I want to
if we're
help
gonna
you,
take down
Reginald.
Yeah, if we're gonna take down a tyrant, I would rather just try this new spell on them. Can we just kill them? Is that better?
What happens if Bertrand dies? Who takes over? Or the gold mercantile man? He must want this to be open as well. He's got his.
He wants it open for the priceless artifacts he can find out of it. But that is at the expense of us. Sure, things might be more fair again, but quite frankly, it still sucks. However, if taking out a tyrant is also an idea, I can show you ways to Lord Bertrand's quarters, because there have been suspicions that he is helped with the decline of the Queen. Not 6 months ago, she was fair, just, and had the wherewithal to make these decisions. Now it seems Bertrand is whispering in her ear.
I think we have a proposition. I have a proposition. I'm willing to help you. In full disclosure, I will kill you if you speak of this. Our plan is to steal those orbs and make our way to the Hellmouth ourselves. You help us with that, we will glue the shit out of this door and keep it open for you.
He just thinks for a second. Thumbs up.
You tell us how to get these orbs safely. How would you get the orbs? Because we saw you throw the copper and it melted immediately. Is there any, I don't want to show all of our cards. We have a plan, but how would you do it?
Let's make a roll for this dude. What would he do? How smart is he? Pretty smart. I would first find access to whatever is powering those traps. It obviously can't just be a simple enchantment. That obviously are us that live here are more into the crafting of things than the actual use of magic in that. Certainly we have our innate magics, but that's less revered by the giants than martial might. So there must be something powering those enchantments. So finding that I would probably have some sort of distraction to, provide a decent cover, or at least the ability to be there. And I would most definitely have a way to replace what you stole, as those items being gone will lock down the city entirely, and many will possibly perish if that is to come to happen. If that is noticed.
Okay. If it's noticed, not not just getting rid of them will cause.
No. That is, they are an object of pride for the giants. They have no actual tangible worth besides theirs and the other clans that live beyond the lava portal. So that is how I would do it. The biggest part, figuring out how to disable the traps. Quite
Is there anything
frankly,
you can do
not
on
without that.
on that
Yeah,
front?
I'll look into that.
I'll have to have some time to play, I guess, and
See if I can disable those traps ahead of time.
There is possibly something. All of you guys make an intelligence check. He brings some stuff up. Okay, I would say
It was a constitution. Like, I'm sick of you guys talking. This is how much I can stay asleep.
yes, Christopher is still asleep.
That's sound asleep. Yeah.
Snoring louder and louder.
Yeah. Great. It's covering up any noise that people, if they were listening at the door, would hear. With your 23, and they talk about, an energy source, and it must be somewhere around here to generate that amount of power or magical energy, or hell, it could be just piping heat into these discs from underneath, not even magical, just like pouring the lava up into it. You looking at it, feel it must come from below, and you have seen two staircases, and Christopher told you that there was a painting missing a sword. So
You're telling me we got to get a sword to replace this on this painting so we can get downstairs.
perhaps
Where does the queen keep her sword?
her walking cane, as she just ends it.
Yeah. Her cane. That's right.
Next to her bed.
Is she as heavy a sleeper as my friend over here?
He can be. And he winks.
Maybe you make that
I
happen.
can help you make her sleep better.
Yeah. I caught that.
I caught. Yeah,
You're not very
Maybe.
subtle there, Reggie.
You guys have not wanted me to be subtle and are making this a lot less cool than it's supposed to be. We have been collecting items for, quite honestly, months. Many dwarves have died securing this information.
Yeah, well, you guys haven't had access to us for very long, so.
Exactly, that's why I'm here.
All right, Reginald, you give us what we need to make her sleepy, or you make her sleep. We will find her cane, and we will figure out what's powering these orbs.
Good. With that, I should probably get back to my duties, or at least get some sleep before I have to go back to my duties tomorrow. Thank you for this. If you are with Lord Bertrand tomorrow as he walks through the city, be careful. He is, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, well, we're 4 bad dudes.
And I truly believe he is the root of all of our problems here. But let's start with something we know we can do. Because when someone commands 250 fire giants, there's a lot to fear.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it, my little man.
Fuck him.
I love nothing more than the idea of Carrick calling everyone little man. Everyone he meets.
I'm just,
and until he does it, like it's such a sign of disrespect.
Okay, little dude. So, just curious, like if this guy did average damage, and this wouldn't be him, he would be a powered up version of this to Carrick. It would be with 2 hits, he's gonna hit probably. It would be 6d10 plus 16. So 46 damage every turn.
This guy that we're talking to?
No. Any of the fire giants their wrath would come down on you.
Sure. Yeah.
Calling him
I thought you were
little
saying
man.
Reginald could do this.
No, if you don't know what Reginald can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Reginald's actually the final boss. Okay, yeah, you guys all now can finish your long rest. With your long rest, Christopher, as you slept through all of this, your hit point max returns.
That's the only reason he never woke up, because he was just restoring his hit points. Like,
He's like, I am so fucked up by that weird thing. So, yep, you're all returned. You can pick out your spells. I would say like last before Reginald happened, or Reginald left, he did like say after speaking with the merchant master, I did find that tomorrow night the Hellmouth should be back open for business, or at least close. There is one other thing to know there is we've obviously seen you strong enough to lever down the items, but if you wish to activate the golems, you would need to find the power word that activates them amongst the head of the guard.
That's
Any
perfect.
head of the guard. not
Okay.
just him. So yeah, just giving you two options to open the thing. Okay, think about what you want to do in the morning. We'll be right back.
Maybe on our walk down to with Bertrand, I can cast Detect Thoughts and see if we can get him talking about the golem and maybe show us how it works and see if he'll let it slip.
Yeah. I'll make sure I have that prepared.
I have that too as well. So
you
if
do?
you don't,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so you don't have to prepare it.
Okay, cool.
Don't waste a spell slot on or a prepared spell for that.
Cool.
There's a squirrel outside absolutely terrorizing my dog. Like, it feels personal at this point.
That's funny.
It just runs on top of a fence and just runs back and forth.
Totally a thing. Yeah, seen it happen.
With his poor little ear.
Oh yeah, he's missing a chunk of it now.
Yep. Just gone.
Did it bleed a lot?
I don't know. We weren't there.
Oh wow.
But they had to deal with it while the power was out, and they said they like your flashlight's going around, and there's blood on their walls and their floors, and it looked like a horror movie scene.
Wow.
What happened?
While we were gone, the people that we had watching Oakley, they have 2 dogs, and he was playing with one, playing tug of war with one of their toys. But apparently it was the girl dog's toy, and she's very possessive. And they started fighting, and the next thing you knew, Oakley was just missing part of his ear.
Jesus, poor dog.
Like, not a small part either.
Jesus.
So he's fine though. He was completely fine like the next day. Didn't even know. Essentially just had to spray super glue on top of it. Oh. Okay, the next morning. You all awake?
He got George Foreman.
Yes, no, not George Foreman. Evander Holyfield.
Like he was Holyfield, but he got George Foreman's. George Foreman was the yeah. No, sorry, Tyson. Mike
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson.
He got Mike Tyson.
Yes, he did. 100%.
Yikes.
Yeah, so you are awoken by a rap at the door. A guard comes in and delivers some breakfast. Again, just like, think of like, it's like a ham steak and some soda bread, just dry ass bread. So you're given a meal, and the guard says, you will be collected soon. And you have your breakfast. Anything you want to do to prepare for the day?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, so with that, you are about, a half an hour later, another rap at the door happens, it opens. You do realize every time it opens, there is like a small click as if the door is locked. So you are guests in word, but maybe not in actuality. It unlocks. You see Lord Bertrand is standing there, and Reginald standing next to him. Lord Bertrand doesn't even acknowledge you, just starts walking apart, and he's like, Reginald, now with his affected voice again, he's like, hello, please follow the Lord Commander. He will be taking you to the front gates, where you will then be given a short tour of our fine city. And he nods to you, and then you follow Lord Bertrand, who's not looking at you. He just stalks in front of you. A guard is walking behind you guys, just kind of a retinue for the Lord Commander. And he walks around the corner and out towards the front of the castle. And he stops and he says, I know I said that I would be showing you the city. That was simply to appease my mother. You will be accompanied by these two, and you see these just other fire giant just brutes, like Like compared to the other ones that you had seen actually fighting, like these seem like just those people that join the military to kill people. And they say they will show you to the Hellmouth and back, and then we will return you to your quarters. Enjoy. And he just turns around and walks back. All this while, he does not look at you once.
Damn. Well, there goes that plan.
The other two,
This definitely doesn't feel like a murdering is again gonna attempt to happen. Definitely doesn't feel like that at all.
but they say, please follow us. We will walk you to the city and back, or to the center of the city and back, as you had requested. We have been told to keep a close eye on you. However, if there is gold that you wish to spend, you may stop at one other of our shops that are around the area that we are going. We do know that our craftsmanship far exceeds those that you are accustomed to, so why not show off? And then they turn, one spits on the ground, and they start walking. So as you're walking through, like, this city is very, like, as big as it is around, is pretty dense as far as population density. So the buildings are, especially here on the outside, the golden ring. So, let's go back to the actual weird eyeball of the city. Can you see the city again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So this outside green ring, the buildings are very tall. It seems. One, probably because some of them house giants. Two, because when you can't build out, you build up. So you continue down, and it's always at a constant slope going downward towards that center ring. They point out things that you had seen before, like the 10 iron chains that are holding the city, aloft. The only part of it that's not suspended, or it's being suspended not fully, but because it's only that central pillar where the Hellmouth is that is actually connected to any stone. And as you build, you could crack that center pillar, and you need some sort of backup. So they walk you through. They say, as you can tell, our architecture is brutal and beautiful.
Brutal is
that-
definitely a word.
What?
Said brutal is definitely a word.
Hey, brutalism's an actual architectural.
I know. It is
style.
ugly.
It is. It is. Think of East Germany and Russia in the 50s. Actually, I don't know. When was brutalism popular and where?
But it's for concrete, brat in French. So it's actually referring to concrete. Brat is from French. So the brutalism is not. They at BU they had a library that was brutalist, and they had to explain to everybody. It's like, it doesn't mean it's like brutal. It's the pretend thing for everybody to say about the library. It's like nobody was wondering if about the library.
You learn something new every day. It is weird. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's just very, very much rigid lines, straight arrows, like just built. It's not like uniform, so to speak, but it's just straight lines. But you get what they're saying by the beautifulness of, or the beauty of it, in that the mortar is gilded. Like there's lines of gold and silver connecting the stones. Like it's a level of opulence that you haven't quite seen some places. But and then as you continue down, they say, "Yes, we doubt you can afford anything in any of the shops here, so perhaps we'll stop on one down in the lower city." And they take you through the.
I'm pretty sure we could afford some stuff here. Pretty sure.
They snort at you and say, "Fine,
Is there something you want, my man?
make a persuasion check."
Okay. Ooh.
16. He says, "Not me, but my son does want this toy from the toy maker."
Oh yeah, let's go.
Is
I
that
love
what
kids.
the? Okay. That's perhaps on our way back. The other guy looks at him and goes, "The fuck?" They wind you through this area, or through these streets, and like I said, it's so dense. Like you're making a lot of turns. You're going down these small alleys that have small like kiosks and restaurants and things like that. Most things seem to be some sort of foundry or some sort of craft is being made. It seems almost on every single corner. So is it? We'll stop at the toy store on the way back. For
I'm gonna
you,
go to one of the kiosks and buy everybody a round of kebabs or something.
yes, there is a roundabout. You see one of those salamanders is there, and this meat almost looks like it's like it almost looks like a briquette, like a briquette that's like red. It's like pulsating different colors. Whoever wants to have one can have one.
What? Yeah, I don't think I care.
I'll buy one
um,
for the
I would
guys.
say everyone but Felix, if you have one, has to make a Constitution saving throw. Felix doesn't because of his resistance to fire damage. It'll cost you a silver for everyone to have one. Do you buy some for the fire giants?
Yep, and I'm taking out taking out some platinums and trying to sift through to find some silver.
I'm trying to say like, oh, is this silver or platinum? I can't tell. Yeah, you buy the kebabs. They immediately eat them. If you guys eat them, make a Constitution saving throw, DC 5. You love this thing. It is not spicy. It is just hot, but very filling. You guys continue down through the rest of the sea, and it's like very, like I said, very winding, very very doing this. I would allow 2 of you to make a survival check to try to remember this pathway as the most efficient way to get here.
Is it survival?
Oh, wrong one. Same thing. No,
So 18.
no, I don't know. It's both +5. then.
Yeah, so we'll say you give an 18. If someone else wants to give a survival check to try to better memorize this.
This is one of my feats, though.
Yours is for like nature and maps, right?
Excellent map. Yeah, maps. Okay. General layout
Yeah.
of terrain, settlements, or other features around you.
Yeah, there's a different background called Urchin, which allows you to get anywhere in a city at half the time. So,
I'll remember
So-
all the weeds growing, not the actual.
yeah. Yeah, so those are very good. You guys have a pretty good idea, and I will say for you guys to find your way back through this next time with both those good rolls, you will have advantage if you need to, like, if you're in a dead sprint. Walking through, you're going to be just fine, but it's like we have to be running as fast as we can through these tight corridors, and you want to make a check, you'll have advantage in the city, or from the castle to the Hellmouth. With that, you guys get to the edge. You see that all of the walls and doors that had been busted open and that have been completely repaired, as if overnight. Actually, overnight. The two guards come and knock on the door. It's opened, and they say, "Well, here it is." And you see a slew of people bringing in material, like reinforcing the wheel on the top that had kind of gotten bent on the pulley for these chains. All of these like artificers, some gnomish, some dwarven, all just kind of around it, like repairing the enchantment on the golem that had been broken. The central pillar is still up and safe. Yeah, is there anything you want to do in this central plaza?
Is there anyone around that looks like they know anything about like how the golems work? Do the two guards know how the golems work? Like,
The two guards, as you guys walk in, stand back, and they just, like, if you ask them, they just shrug. And they just, like, point out, like, one of them would have to tell you anything, and I doubt they will. However, yeah, you see those artificers, and one kind of, like, taps in, like, it's swapped out for another person. Like, you can tell, like, there are more people here than it seems needs to be, but it's like anytime someone has to tap out, they're like rotate another person in after, you know, your discussion yesterday and getting this going as fast as possible. So yeah, they rotate out and they come over to, there's a little like drink station, so to speak, and they go and like pretty much crash down into a wooden stool that is sitting there. This is a gnomish woman that's just like has these thick leather gloves, kind of is stripped down to just, you know, a like top and ton of skin exposed, just looking sweaty and miserable after doing just a ton of seemingly intense work. So that's if you wanted to talk to someone that might know, that would be it. I should finish that off with.
I guess specifically, I'm looking for someone that might have the passphrase or whatever to open.
I would say that person would be your best bet.
Yeah, let's go chat her up.
Okay, everyone going with him, or are there other things people want to see?
Nothing
There's
wrong
like
with it.
gears to inspect, like you know that things are gonna have to get gunked up and glued up, so there's things like that. There's other people around. You see some of the guards that survived yesterday are still standing out here.
I guess I could go look at the gears and get a feel for where we're gonna put the glue.
Okay. And then anyone else want to chat up the guards or just go and help Felix talk with this artificer?
Yeah, I peruse, befriend guards in my typical I am military man, be my friend kind of way.
Okay. And then Christopher, what are you doing?
Just perusing snack shops and stuff. Seeing if I can.
There are no snack shops in this central area.
Nuts. Okay. Just munching on. I'm saving my. Yeah, I'll just munch on my kebab.
Okay. You're just hanging back with the guard.
Keep it in.
Your escort.
I'm wary of when these guards are going to try and murder us. So,
Okay, yeah. So you're doing that. Make an insight check as you're sitting there. With a 15, you kind of gain that the one that brought up the toy shop seems kind of actually excited, and the other one is like looking at him like you notice like some like little like interactions between them that he's like, fuck, dude, like keep it together. They are, you know, our orders. Like you pull together that these guys are on two totally separate pages. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. I would say this. Because of like where is it, like the gears are inside of that gate, so you kind of have a like harder time seeing it. You need to like either get closer to get a good inspection, or you can roll with disadvantage.
How would I get closer?
I mean, there's open doors and people are going in and working on it.
All right, I'm gonna try to get closer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wander in like I'm meant to be there.
Okay. They, one of the artificers like looks at you confused, like, I don't recognize you. What are you here for?
We're here on
Like,
special.
he's like the foreman artificer overlooking this.
We're here on special business for the Queen. I'm just inspecting, making sure things are good to go.
Okay. 100% make a deception check.
Yeah, I was already working on that.
I'll say this. 13. It's like, we don't need inspection. We need help. Can you do anything here?
I can tell you to do your job.
Make an intimidation check.
Got your hold. Stop asking questions.
And he just looks at you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Are any of us nearby? Are any of us noticing this failing
No,
interaction?
you guys. I think the only person that might notice is Christopher, but he's halfway across the plaza. A 10, you are immediately shoved back 15 feet as this guy opens up his palm and it forces you out. A loud thunderclap happens, and you take.
Oh, okay. Well,
5 points of thunder damage as you are shoved out the door, and he walks up to it and just closes it.
I get up and I inspect with disadvantage.
a little crestfallen, a little Yeah, so
Do you firebolt the door out of just fear
I
frustration?
just make mental note of him. If it comes to a fight later, I'll kill him first.
yes, this guy is just a like sturdy dwarf, like obviously has magic, but like is sitting there like with a notebook, like trying to keep track of things. And he just looks at you, like gives you some sort of gesture you don't understand, and then walks away. Yeah, make your investigation check.
Okay. I also, when he turns his back, I use my my wand of scowls on him.
Okay, is that a DC 10? He gets a 16 regardless. I'm pretty sure he's safe. Ooh, pistachios.
I can't even remember how that works, to be honest. Yeah, DC 10 charisma.
Yeah, he got a 16. He just like kind of like feels something, looks back at you. You like put the wand behind your back, like
He scowls and you think it works.
yeah, that's
He
even
scowls
better.
at me. I'm just like waiting.
Okay, make your investigation check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, with a 12, um, I'll say that you have 3 points that you think would be good. Like just you're a smart person, you would know like if something gets jammed up on a chain, they can just cut the chain, right? Wherever it is. So, problem with cutting both chains, if they're both gummed up, then the whole thing falls down. So, you think like the gears might honestly be better. I think the gears would at least set a like nothing's going to move in these gears. They have to replace the gears and create some. It might take a long time, but you don't know how well it'll work. The like gluing the like moving one of the chains and gluing it to the top of one of these bars might work. You have a lot of options. A 12 gives you some options, but you don't know what would be optimal.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I would sabotage this with glue. That could be irreparable. The golem could be something to do. Make an intelligence check too. Okay, natural 20, of course. What you think about is it might not be about totally breaking it. It might also be about kind of a weighing of options. Like, how long can we keep this thing open and fight these things off? So, doing, you think like, not only, like, if we can find a way to completely disable this thing and the only way to fix it is to just give up and fill it in, great. But if you can figure out a way, the longest way to disable it for the longest amount of time, that might also succeed in their plan. Like if it's going to take 3 months to keep it open, they aren't going to keep it open for 3 months. In one day, they almost lost 2 of their highest ranking commanders. So that's what you get. Who's next? Talk to the guards or talk to the...
Yeah. I'm talking to the guards. I maybe, try and buddy somebody and figure out what the response plan is in the event, right? That an attack is coming. So obviously we're gonna sabotage the door, but if there's anything else we could sabotage that would slow their response.
Make an insight check. See if you can pick out the person that's going to maybe do the best. Yeah, 18. You see these two guys that are just seem fucking over it. You notice that one of them was one of the guards that you straight up saved from dying yesterday. And he's already back, not 12 hours later on duty at this same post. These two guys are just kind of standing there leaning against the wall, like just look like they haven't slept in a day or two. So you go up there and start to talk to them about, hey, what's the response right now? And he's like, bullshit. Tell you what, half the people that they have on this first patrol just dealt with this yesterday. We're not going to be getting in there quick. And honestly, some of us might not be making it there at all. There's a way we couldn't get in trouble. We might even, let the Giants come and handle it this time. We obviously didn't do shit. So, make it hard enough for us to get here, and I'm not coming. I'm not putting my full effort into it. Not until they lose some blood too.
Good to know. So, next attack. How do I casually try and hint that maybe they should intentionally be slow next time? Like maybe it would be advantageous for them to avoid running headlong into the breach, so to speak.
Okay. Do a persuasion check. Nice. Yeah, you basically come at them and just say, like, pulling your, ex-commander things. He's like, quite honestly, it's bullshit. And as a, having been in places where I have to put people in shitty situations, you shouldn't be here in this situation already. And if it's anything like yesterday, no one's going to notice if you aren't here. Or maybe tell your buddies about that too. So yeah. You think you've done some good work sowing the seeds of not following your directives. See how that goes, but you definitely think you talked to the right guys. And then that is okay. Last up will be Felix. Castios are so fucking good. Actually, is there a bad nut? Brazil nuts suck.
Same time, yeah.
And they don't even suck that much. They are just impossible to open. The effort to enjoyment is low. I would even say that if you have unshelled almonds, they are not worth it. Otherwise, almonds are the best nut.
You
Fight
don't
me.
like unshelled almonds, or you don't like shelling them? Oh, I see. You
Shelling almonds. Almonds are meant to be eaten by the handful.
Yeah.
Brazil nut. You ever actually hear someone call the Brazil nut by its other name?
Yeah,
Certainly
we're not
makes it
gonna do that.
awkward. What?
We're not gonna do
I'm
that.
not gonna do that. The first time I ever heard someone say that, I'm like, what world are we in?
I don't think I even know what this is.
Go ahead and look it up.
If I just Google Brazil
Brazil
nut,
nut, bad name.
oh, fun.
Yeah. Okay. You're up, Felix.
Okay, sick. On my way over, I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on this person.
Okay. Are you just reading their curse or their above head thoughts?
Yeah, just their surface level thoughts. Hopefully,
Okay.
that's into me enough.
Yeah, so their surface level thoughts are kind of a mixed mash of like, holy shit, I'm tired, and this isn't gonna end. We're gonna have to change the word because that thing was so broken. We're gonna have to recalibrate the other one. So you see some people, like as you hear that, is going over to the other one to do some other type of magic, and then we have to get approval of the word from that fucker Bertrand. So it's just going through like the next steps of this, and you know him, it's going to be something touting one of his great achievements, just like a dumbass. It's easiest things to figure out ever. You just go walk through anywhere in their hall, the glorious pictures of their war, to take power. Like, so it's going to be just another reminder about how they're the big guys and we're the little guys. That's what you get from the surface thoughts.
I'm gonna sit next to them and just say, "That Bertrand guy sucks ass, doesn't he?"
They look at you and they're like, "I hear you, buddy. What are you doing here? I haven't seen you as in any of the guild meetings or that.
Separate to Carrick, I also say I'm here for inspections.
Man.
Bertrand sent us come check out how things are going. He wouldn't come himself because he's a self-righteous, pompous douchebag. Sent us with those guys.
It was like, yeah, those guys are just idiots. Just I had like, I'm Niles. I'm one of the lieutenants in the. No wait, this was a woman. I'm Neela. One of the lieutenants in the Artificers Guild here. They make us do a lot of this shit work.
Yeah,
Magic's not their big thing, except when they want some big grand device. So.
Yeah. Well, how does this device work again? You have some kind of magic word or something.
Since you here for inspection, you don't even know how it works.
I mean, I'm just making sure that you guys know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you see right there, just mention they each have a command word. They have the same command word, and they start lowering or opening based off of saying the word and unsaying the word and all that. Generally, only about 3 or 4 people actually know it. some of the higher up commanders, and of course Lord Bertrand, because he has to make that up every time.
Oh, so he has to make it up. All right.
Well, he says he has to make it up for security reasons. So later tonight, we'll get the missive that he'll send down to the foreman over there. He's the head of the Artificer Guild, and then he'll do the final enchantment to make them work. Until then, they're kind of out of commission. So we're just going to be sitting here waiting on our ass until that guy gets his last job done. And knowing him, he's going to wait till the last fucking second because he's too busy orphan meat or something. Can't even walk down and see what happened to all this. And he'd like look around. The corpses are all gone, but like the piles of goo that the demons turned into are still there. There's blood stains all over the floor. He's like, can't even come show some respect for fuckers that lost their lives here. Thank goodness for that group of people that came in. I hear that if that didn't happen, there's going to be an even larger flood coming in.
I hear those guys kick ass.
Nice. You ever hear who it was? All I know is they were strangers.
Yeah, I didn't catch their names.
Too bad. Too bad. I'd buy him a beer. Except for maybe not, because they gave me a lot of fucking work today, right? And she claps you on the shoulder like, well, I gotta get back at it. Enjoy your inspection. Promise you we're doing the best we can.
All right. So we gotta figure out what the hell he's gonna say. He's gonna do.
What is his missive going to be?
Yeah, or just intercept it.
Yeah, so
Try to
I would just say, like, from that, you got two pieces of information for this. You know that the missive is going to go out with the code sometime tonight, and also it's probably related to some battle that he won for that. So, just to recap the information, because sometimes I feel like when you're talking as a person, you don't know if you're actually relaying the information you want to relay.
We got it. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you guys want to do here for, or do you think you've seen enough?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. So with that, you guys start heading back. Is there any specific type of store you want to look at or anything like that on the way back, or do we just go to the toy store?
On the way, is there anything else that I can find that would help with this lantern heating properties and making it last longer? I mostly just like anything we can do, but
What could? I mean, at that point, just make a perception or investigation check as you're walking through. There's all these open stalls, all these things.
just see.
Okay, 23. So you walk by this, it seems like a construction shop, and it has like these, like all these different ingots, like different bars of different metals, and the barker out front is like, come test our new mortar supply. Much faster than your traditional melting of metal. Try, come, please. we can show you here on hand. And as you're walking by, you see a man standing there, and he takes out one of these, like, it's a stone jar vial, and uncorks it and pours it over this silver ingot over this, like, pan, and almost instantaneously it melts as this red, like, yellow and red liquid goes over the tops of the top of the metal. So it seems like it says, "Oh, a discerning man that wants to get work done quickly." Yes, we call these our blazing pots. A simple 500 gold each, which should be enough to melt roughly 100 pounds of metal in quick order, and keep it melted as well. Longevity is very important in these types of things. So each pot lasts about an hour.
$500?
500.
All right. I'll take one.
Just one? Okay.
Just one.
Yeah, he pulls out, he's like, we currently have 3. If you come back tomorrow, we can probably have 5. So, you get this pot, and you think, like, with that, you'll probably have to do a little bit more investigation. Carrick will probably have to do something. You could probably get 30 minutes to an hour out of this thing. So,
In the toy store.
to the toy store. So you guys follow the other dude. The guard says takes you to up into the more gilded terrace area of the city, and he opens up the door to this small toy shop. Like, these guys can barely get into this place and are like kind of hunched over it. This is definitely much more human sized. In fact, going in, you think it's even like made for smaller folk, so dwarves, halflings, that type. And you just see walls and walls of these metal wind-up toys, and other things like that. Then it's like all of those are on the outside, and then on the center, very weirdly, all the toys seem to be made of wood, which is not a substance you've seen a lot of here. But there's like carved frog that has like a little pull string on it that looks like maybe like the different gears in it could make it jump or something like that, but it's completely made of wood. Looking at all these different things, like there's this puzzle box egg that can be twisted and looks like it's some sort of puzzle that you could like hide something in, and people would have to figure out how to open it and get it. Yeah, so you're in this toy store. There's a small placard over the counter with a small halfling man, old as hell looking, just kind of sitting there whittling away at a piece of wood, and looks up, and the sign says the High Terrace Toys. So and the giant looks around and goes, "Oh, if only." Don't get paid that well, do we? He looks to his
Which
friend.
one are you looking for? Yeah.
What?
So which one? Oh, I'm just chatting him up. So which one is he looking at?
I mean, the little 10 shit toys on the side, dime a dozen. We go through them all the time. I mean, look, the metal bends because of the heat here. It's one of these wooden toys, but they just go for, quite frankly, too much. And that's kind of how it goes, right? This guy gets it. He looks at Fell, another military type person, and goes, that's how it goes, right? We do all the work, but don't get any of the spoils. The other guard is just baffled about how kind this guy's being to you and just like talking. You seem to have struck a nerve, saying he'll buy this guy's kid a toy.
How much is the whatever the biggest one?
The biggest ones, some of them are just figurines. The most intricate one would be that egg basket thing, or egg puzzle thing. And that's probably going to run about 250 gold. Other than that, like that frog is probably about 200. Things going down, the cheapest of the wooden toys would be around 50 gold. And it's like a carving, like almost like a chess piece bear. It's a little bigger, but it just looks like a chess piece.
How many sizes are there? There's like there's like 3 big, little, small sort of thing, or
It's less about size and more about like intricacy.
so yeah, the intricacies. They're like 3, 4.
It's probably like 500 or no, 250, 150 to 200, and then like 100 down to 50.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of each.
Okay, so we'll just say you get the 3 that I described: the bear, the frog, and the puzzle box.
Yeah.
So that will come out to 250, 450. We'll just say 500 gold for the 3 toys.
So that's 50 platinum, right?
Yep.
All right.
Pull out the 50 platinum, the giant's face just goes, what?
I don't know what a dime is, but here, just pick which one you like, and you can, go from there.
So you're just letting him pick one, or you're
Yeah,
taking?
he can pick which one to give his kid, or space him out.
Okay. I think he picks the frog because that's the most like fun one.
Mhm.
The puzzle box is super cool, but I don't know how much a kid is going to want to play with the puzzle box to hide stuff.
So yeah, he'll be able to keep it for himself. Space it over years. Few gifts.
He just looks and he's like, thank you. I don't know what I did to deserve this day, but hey, you got a friend. I'm Joran, by the way.
Christopher the Barbarian.
Is that a title or a name?
Yes.
And from now on, just call me Daddy.
Oh, yeah. It's so nice to, a lot of us people in these types of fields don't have children, but to meet 4 other fathers is nice. You can see you have kind hearts. Yeah, so he heads you out. You do notice with those survival checks earlier, the other guy, not Jordan. Jordan's kind of like at this point, like just talking to you, just like talking about some of the things he's fought down, like that have come out of the pit, like tells you about, the scariest thing is this, that you've seen the red gorillas, but there are these blue ones that came out that were double the size and could actually even hit the ground and summon some of the red ones. So that was the craziest thing we've ever seen. Luckily, we lost many that day. Luckily, Lord Bertrand was able to escape. But yes, so he just tells you about that. And you do notice, though, that the other one in front starts leading you off the beaten path, or off the way that you came. And after he's done talking, Jordan looks at the other guy like, "Where the fuck are you going? Let's get them back. We already did our job. Let's go." And the other one looks and eyebrows to him, and he says, "No, we're going." And Jordan turns you around and starts heading you back onto the actual roadway. And you guys are arriving back at the Citadel. Jordan says goodbye. The other giant doesn't even come into contact with you.
I got him a toy too. One of the
What?
shitty ones. I got him one of the the shittiest. I found a specifically maybe broken one for him.
Yeah, you found one. It was like an eagle statue, but the wings were supposed to flap, but after one flap, the wing just falls off. So it doesn't ever work, and so you as you get to the end, so mark down another 50 gold that you spent, and you hand it to him as you reach the end of the Citadel, and he just kind of snorts at you and then walks back towards the city. But you are back in the castle. You're asked to wait there as one of the guards at the front gate goes and knocks on the door and retrieves Reginald. Yeah. With that, it's probably about midday. Or not, it's probably later than midday. It's probably early evening. Probably 3 o'clock. Late afternoon. You guys have a bunch of information, but what do you want to do? Reginald greets you, and he's like, "Please let me show you back to your quarters."
Reginald, before we do that, can you show me these pictures of and the different battles, and especially ones where Bertrand was, a hero?
Yes, give me one second. He walks up the stairs, takes you down to this same hallway, the one over here, the one where you saw the missing sword, imprint, and says, "Okay, well, if you're looking at them now, Lord Bertrand has had himself placed in." He drops his affectation because no one else is around. He's put himself in quite a few of these pictures, but having been around a while, he was not at that one. He was not at that one. He was not at that one. He fled that one, but had later collected the head of something and came back the hero. And he points to one, though. He's like, "This one, though, is honestly why he has his renown." And it's you see Lord Bertrand just done up way too much, those classical fantasy paintings. Think of a romance novel book. his hair blowing in the wind, the cape astride as he comes down with this large sword into this blue gorilla ape type thing. Or no, we won't say that. That one's harder. Into this six-armed snake woman with long platinum hair, each of the arms holding a different weapon. 2 spears in the bottom, 2 scimitars in the top, and 2 like small hand axes in the middle. And it just shows him as he's cleaving down through its neck to chop its head off. And that was Lord Bertrand's greatest moment, defeating one of the Hell Pit's commanders. We never got her name, but I don't know what you need this for, but there you have it. If I had to point out to one, the only other one you might point at, and he points to another one, he's like, that's his first one he went to following his now deceased sister, but he obviously didn't do enough to keep his sister alive, so who knows how proud he is of that one. So, point to that one, and that is just him and this person that looks remarkably like the queen, but much younger, same flaming hair. Okay. I'll be done in just a minute. Yep. Yeah, so that is what shows you is like rest her soul. But that picture has her holding this like kind of like gleaming long sword going towards there that you do recognize kind of as the queen's walking stick. So those are kind of the two. So
you don't know anything about the name of this commander, the name of this battle, anything like that?
The battle, we just call it the Great Incursion. It was kind of the first after we dove too deep and somehow released these demons into our city. So that's the name of the battle, but the commander itself, no. Demons seem to be pretty protective of their names because knowing their names can, I don't know a ton about demonology, but knowing their names is it's a no-no for them. So oftentimes they go by a name, but that might not even be their true name. As far as the creature type, I have no clue. I just call them all just demon, feldspawn type things. If someone would want to make an Arcana check, they could try to see if they know what that demon type is. Yeah, you would know that in general, like having researched these spells that you had, or the spells to summon demons, you kind of did a little bit of research. It would be called a Merilith. Is the type of creature it is. But discovering its name might be more difficult without some sort of research, or perhaps someone else might have known that was around during that time. But it was kind of, Reginald was very young, and so kind of your clues. So, okay. Well, I actually have to end a little bit early because Alyssa has a massage and we're watching our nephew. So I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. It's probably about where we were gonna want to end anyway.
Yeah,
since we were...
I would just say you guys are escorted back to your room by Reginald. He says, like, I've already let you be around here too long. I'm supposed to take you right back to your room, but what have you. If they get mad at me, they get mad at me. And takes you to your room where you are welcome to start plotting your next part of this heist. Today was information gathering. Next time is perhaps executing on said information. You avoided a fight with two giants by buying him toys.
Sick.
Okie dokie. Well, if we wanted to real quick pick a next date. As far as June goes, I